All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here working with a BMW, say 325i, and we have a fuel pump leak. And these things are notorious for cracking themselves. You see where all this black is? I put this to see where it's leaking from, and that's where it's leaking. Because these things are plastic, and you know where it's made from. These are the weak points. The stress points are right here in this little tank right here. So pay attention to that right there. Tools you're going to need are 10 millimeter. I'm not going to show you how to lift this up. All you do is just put your hand, press, and yank up. Okay. Same thing on the other side over there. It's both sides. There's a cap. 10 millimeter bolts on both sides, and then you need the hammer and a flathead screwdriver or a pry bar just like this with a big head like this, and you're going to put it at the edge and tap it till the ring turns completely around. Okay. Take note of orientations, the point. That way, sorry guys, I'm kind of sweating. It's 103 degrees out here in California, Roseville, California, and it is a hot one, so forgive me. Forgive me again if this thing is really blurry or anything. Again, they call these phones smartphones, but these things are not smart at all. The things you're going to need are to release the clip that goes right here and pull the tool lines that go right there, and you're able to slide that out, which is this right here. Once you release that, you can put these two tubes, put them down like that, and tie this down again. Take note of how this is coming out. So, I did this so that I can do this and yank. Oh, I'm being held by something, so let's go back over there and find out what else has been holding this down. There's 3 tubes that are holding it down. Actually, I disconnected 4. You're gonna have to disconnect one of the big boys that is up here. So let's find out what the hell happened. And I'm talking about this one right here. That goes connected to right here. The full tank, sorry about that. Was using that to kneel down with my rag. You want to do this in a ventilated area. You want to have air going through there. You're going to want to have a fan or something, you know, just so that the fumes don't fuck you up. And excuse my French, but I don't speak politically, nor do I have hair on my tongue to sugarcoat things. I'm going to tell you the truth, and whether you like it or not, that's on you. You know, you guys are grown. I'm not here to babysit or tell you, you know, what you should or shouldn't be doing. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of knowledge on how to do this. So once all of it comes out, this is how it all comes out. Okay, and that's the trash from BMW. And the new trash will go in. Again, remember the orientation on how this is going to go, and this is going to go seated. So when you stick all of this in, you're going to have to stick your hands inside the gas tank, and this is the most annoying part right here. You're going to have to stick your hands inside the gas tank because there's like a little bridge or something over here. You have to get that hose, all 3 hoses across, okay? You can tie a rope at the other end, and as you pull this way, that rope would have pulled everything out this way, and make it easy for yourself. Tie up the new part, and as you pull the rope from the other side over there, it will slide everything in. I'm doing it the hard way. I don't have a rope. I'm just trying to give you guys a little insight on how to do this. I'm Mobile Tech. This is Mike with Pacific Tech. roadside services. You'll be able to reach me at 916-752-6441. I do come out to you. I work 24 hours, 7 days a week, so this phone is being reached at all times. I work out of the greater Northern California area, but I do venture out to the Southern California. I have customers that will come out and wait for me, or even request me for me to go out there, and even pay for my whole entire trip for me to go out there, so that way I can work on their vehicle. But back to this, what I call POS. Just make sure you don't lose this line, make sure you don't break these lines, and make sure the electrical connections that are right here, I usually leave it like this. I try not to put too much on there, because that's what you're doing, is picking up that pump right there, okay? You can release them from right here, which will make things a little bit much more easier, but again, I'm just trying to do this as quick as I can, so that way I can continue going. I'm out here in Roseville, California. This is again a 06 BMW, and we're replacing the driver's side fuel pump. This is the low pressure fuel pump, okay? That is the high pressure pump over there. This is the low pressure pump. And these things are notorious for cracking right around that edge right here. Sorry, I got a lot of sun in my face, so I can't see the screen, so forgive me if I'm pointing at things and you guys don't see it until later. This right here, this is the tank. This thing is notorious for cracking. If it hasn't been changed at the 50,000 or the 100,000 mile mark, somewhere between 100,000 and whatever the miles you have, that tank will crack, and you will smell fuel all inside here. This thing will smell like that thing is smelling right now, like if I have it open. The other thing you want to do is, comes with rubber gaskets. Replace the rubber gaskets. It sits right there, make sure it's seated on. I like to put a little coating of Vaseline or a little bit of grease, put everything down, seat everything perfectly, so then I can spin the lock and tap it down. And usually I like to make sure that this little hole is facing downward as I found it. Okay, so you want to put everything as you found it. This is not rocket scientists. You're not building a rocket. We're not going to Mars. So you're not going to break anything. Little gentle taps. Don't go and get a 40-pound sledgehammer to hit a pin nail, okay? Just so that you can unscrew it. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, okay? So remember the orientation and how you found it. You can even mark it, find out how many spins you turned that thing around, and redo the same amount of spin and tighten that down, okay? Same thing on the other side. Replace the gasket, put everything back together, and lock everything down. Put your seat down, put your seat belt in, and voila. Now the main important thing is, before you do any of this, lower your windows. I didn't lower the windows down, but I got the doors open. Open your trunk. On the passenger side back, there's like a little black little thing. Pull it up, pull that whole cover up, and your battery is on that side. Disconnect the negative cable, okay? That way, just in case your key is in your pocket, you bump into anything, you don't turn anything on, you don't send spark onto those electrical connections because you're playing with fuel. One spark, you will have a bad day in the emergency room, and most likely you'll probably meet your maker. So be a little bit gentle about this. This is easy. So how quick it is. You'll spend more time trying to release that and actually disconnecting and putting all the pumps. These things have these type of connections right here. So you remember, you got to push in. So you're going to need special tools. This one was a little bit different. This one was just you push right here and pull up. So remember, push down, press, and then you can pop them out. So that's how these things work. This is how easy this is. And for the stress cracks that I was talking about, it's all underneath that black. I guess what they say, JB Weld. So someone tried to JB Weld it. So that's what you're going to see. Take your time in this. It's not a rush. You're not getting paid like I am by the hour. So just take it easy. Do this real quick, nice and clean. You don't get it all dirty, your hands. Look, I'm not wearing gloves. For those people who are really cautious, they put on gloves and anything, but I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. It hasn't hurt me, or I haven't gotten sick or anything. In fact, I have never gotten sick. So just for those people who are cautious, you can put on gloves. You can put on gloves even further up. Kitchen gloves will kind of help you if you don't want to get your hands fully dirty. Usually these things will leak when you have a full tank, okay? And you will notice that that smell will come only when you have a full tank. And that's because the tank sits sideways. Doesn't sit level. When the flow goes this way, it's sitting like this curve right here, like that. As you can see in the seat, it's going down like that, in an angle like this, okay? So when it fills up, guess what? It will reach the back end of that right there first, and that's how you begin to smell the fluid coming out, and it will begin to leak. Like I said, all above this cage, and it will go into this little thing, and these little galleys right here will hold pool of fuel, and that's how you find out that you have a leaking fuel pump and not a gasket. The gaskets on these last longer than the fuel pump. So remember, 100,000 miles, if you haven't did your 100,000 mile service, which this is part of your 100,000 mile service, you will be doing it sometime in the road, or like the customer at least made it home, and we're smelling the fuel all over the place, and it is nauseous and intoxicating. These cars don't allow too much ventilation because of the way it's made. Sorry, trying to get away. But this is what it is. And remember, slide it completely. Put your hands in and slide it. So you're going to get your hands dirty. So that's how you do this fuel pump. Any questions, again, leave a comment down below. This is Mike with Pacific Tech, 916-752-6441. Thank you.